Feeling humiliated, Otto snaps. In front of the entire school, he grabs Eric and starts pummeling his face, but Eric doesn't even raise a hand. He just stands there, silently taking every single blow. To Otto, it feels like mockery, so he hits harder and harder until Eric's face is battered and bloody, and the headmaster finally rips him away. This isn't just a school fight. It's the moment everything breaks. To understand how it got this bad, we have to go back. Eric Ponte is 15, and his whole life is violence. At home, his stepfather beats him for anything. Tone, mistakes, even a wrong look. Eric learns fast. You hit first, or you get hit. So at school, he fights back, because that's the only language he knows. One day, he goes too far. After a brutal fight, the headmaster has had enough and expels him. His mother refuses to give up. She sells her heirlooms and sends him to Stjernsburg boarding school, his last chance to enter 6th form. Eric promises himself to stay quiet. One mistake ends everything. Stjernsburg looks calm, but it's controlled by 12 6th formers, the student council. They run the school through fear. The teachers look away. Eric meets his roommate Pierre, quiet and gentle. They bond quickly, but at dinner, Eric sees the school's darkness. A boy makes a harmless joke. A senior calls him forward and slams a bread knife flat on his head. The pepper pot punishment, the entire hall pretends it's normal. Eric whispers, asking what happens if someone refuses. A student replies, worse weeks of it. The knot in Eric's stomach tightens. He's seen cruelty before, but this is organized. The next day at dinner, a senior accuses him of using foul language. It's a lie. They demand he submit. Eric refuses. What happens next puts him on the council's hit list. To avoid escalation, he accepts a weekend detention. He does his time and returns to class, thinking it's over, but the seniors haven't forgiven his refusal. Dalen, the senior he defied, summons him to the council dorm. They order him to polish shoes, then they point at a pile of muddy soccer boots and tell him to clean every pair. Eric turns around and walks out. No hesitation. When he gets back to his room, Pierre warns him. Refusing twice means the council will escalate. Eric doesn't care. They can give me detention every weekend. I'm not polishing anything. The next day, Dalen accidentally shoulder checks him in the hallway, then demands an apology. Eric refuses again. This time, they make sure he pays for it. Dalen challenges him to a 2-on-1 fight. The rules are cruel. If Eric skips it, he's branded a coward. If he enters and falls, he must crawl out like a rat. The old Eric would have accepted instantly, but he holds himself back. He wants to survive this school, not destroy it. To keep his mind off the tension, Eric tries out for the swimming team and qualifies. It's a small victory, but in Stjernsburg, standing out is dangerous. Pierre warns him again, but Eric pushes it away. He's tired of running from bullies. That night, a message arrives. The seniors want Eric in the dorm. Again, this time he knows what they want. Total submission. Eric's refusal spreads fast. The seniors can't stand it, but life briefly softens when he meets Maria, a Finnish cafeteria worker. She notices how he never bends. Her quiet kindness becomes the only warmth he has in Stjernsburg. Then comes cloister night, the school's cruel tradition. Freshmen are dragged from their beds, beaten, soaked in icy water, or hoisted on flagpoles. Anyone who challenged the council suffers twice as hard. Eric knows exactly where he stands. At the top of their list, he barricades his door with a table and stacks books behind it. It doesn't matter. Around midnight, seniors force their way in anyway. A bucket of disgusting filth crashes across the room, soaking Pierre. Something snaps. Eric doesn't rant, doesn't shout. He simply scoops some of the filth into another bucket and walks out. Inside the senior dorm, he moves fast and quiet. Otto, Silverhelm, and Dalen are asleep. Eric unplugs the lamp so they can't see him clearly if they wake. Then he empties the bucket all over Otto and sprints away before anyone reacts. By morning, the entire school is buzzing. Teachers interrogate boys all day, including Eric, but they find no proof. Silverhelm spends the afternoon seething. Hunting for someone to punish Eric only adds fuel by mocking him in the lunchroom, saying he still smells like last night. Otto snaps. He punches Eric over and over, but Eric stands still, refusing to fall. Humiliation hits Otto harder than the fight. Only the headmaster's arrival stops him. What the seniors do next will destroy Eric's last bit of safety. Eric tries to focus on something normal. He enters the school swimming competition and wins. It's the first real victory he's had in years. But Pierre doesn't celebrate. He knows what this win means. Eric is now too visible, and when the council can't hurt Eric directly, they aim for the people close to him. Christmas break arrives. Eric goes home and faces the same nightmare. A stepfather who mocks his progress and hits him. His mother plays the piano to drown out the noise, her old survival habit. When Eric returns to school, things feel lighter for a moment. He gives Pierre a record. Pierre gives him a Swedish law book. Eric has no idea how important that gift will become. Then the shift begins. At dinner, Otto targets Pierre for no reason. Pierre, usually timid, refuses the punishment. The entire hall freezes. His defiance earns him him 3 weekend detentions, but the council wants more. That night, they storm the room, pretending to conduct a search. They throw Pierre's belongings everywhere. They ruin his bed. They remind Eric, without saying a word, that this is his fault. Pierre confirms it. They're doing this to get to you. Eric quits the swim team the next day, hoping it will end. It doesn't. What Pierre does next will break everything wide open. Pierre has had enough. He decided to face the councilmen in a fight and refused to comply with their demands. They beat him brutally for it. Every punch meant for Eric lands on Pierre instead. And the more Eric taunts Otto from the sidelines, calling him shitty heel, the harder they strike. Eric watches helplessly as Pierre's defiance turns into collapse. Pierre wakes up later in the clinic, bruised and barely conscious. That night, Eric sits across from him in silence, afraid Pierre might vanish if he looks away. They exchange a few quiet words before Eric leaves for detention. He doesn't know it's their last moment together. On the way, older boys stop him and order him to drill metal rods into the ground. He finishes the task, not realizing he's building his own trap. Hours later, returning from house arrest, Eric is ambushed. They tie him to the rods. Boiling water hits his skin, then freezing water, then silence. He lies there in the cold, shaking, unable to move, until Maria finds him. She frees him, takes him to her room, and stays with him through the night while he recovers from the torture. By morning, Eric returns to his dorm. Pierre is gone. No goodbye. Only a letter with his mother's address and the books he left behind. The room feels empty in a way that hits deeper than any blow. What Eric does next will shift the entire power structure of the school. Class feels different the next morning. Pierre's empty seat hits harder than any punishment. Even the teacher snaps, slams his book shut, and challenges the students to stop accepting the council's abuse. That spark is all Eric needs. He tracks down Delaine and von Schenken and challenges both 2 against 1. Seconds later, both are on the floor. Delaine leaves with a broken nose. For the first time, the council feels fear, but the victory doesn't last. Eric goes looking for Maria to thank her for saving his life. She's gone, fired, sent back to Finland overnight after rumors spread she had a relationship with him. No warning, no chance to say goodbye. The next morning, trouble hits before he can breathe. A letter arrives from Finland, from Maria. He barely opens it before Otto and his clique storm into his room, pretending to do a search. They tear everything apart, desk drawers, mattress, books. Then Otto finds it. His face changes instantly. He reads it out loud, waving it like a trophy. The letter claims Maria is pregnant with Eric's child. True or not, doesn't matter. To Otto, it's a weapon. Within minutes, they drag Eric to the headmaster's office. No investigation, no hearing, just a single sentence. You're expelled. The headmaster refuses to return the letter. Eric walks out of the headmaster's office in silence. Expelled, framed, betrayed. Everything he built collapses under him. Now Eric is done surviving. What he does next will terrify the bullies who thought they broke him. He heads straight into the woods, the one place he knows Otto takes his walks. He finds him within minutes. Otto turns, ready to deliver another smug lecture, until he sees Eric holding a thick branch. The transformation is instant. The powerful council leader melts into panic. His confidence evaporates. He steps back, trembling, unable to form a full sentence. For the first time, Eric sees the truth. Otto only had power because everyone else stayed afraid. Eric raises the branch just enough to send a message, not to hurt him, but to show him the fear he's planted in others for years. Otto breaks down completely, shaking, begging, unable to even look Eric in the eye. For a moment, Eric stands there, fighting the anger inside him. He breathes, he lowers the branch, he turns and walks away, leaving Otto collapsed in the dirt behind him. A leader exposed as nothing more than a coward when faced with someone who refuses to bend. Eric doesn't stop walking until he reaches the school gates. This time, he isn't running, he's rising. What happens next will flip the entire school's power structure. Eric returns with a different kind of calm. No fear, no hiding. He goes straight to the phone and calls the one adult he knows won't be intimidated, Mr. Ekengren, a close friend of his father. The man arrives the same day. He walks into the headmaster's office like someone who already knows every secret, sits down, speaks softly, but every word hits like a hammer. He explains that Maria's letter was private correspondence. Opening it wasn't just unethical, it broke Sweden's secrecy laws. If exposed, it wouldn't be one scandal. It would detonate years of ignored bullying, cover-ups, and abuse. The headmaster's face changes. Fear settles in. He knows the council crossed a line. He knows the school could be shut down if this goes public. So he folds, he reinstates Eric on the spot, hands him the letter, promises a quiet final semester. No more harassment, no more council interference. Otto stays silent. He can't even look at Eric when he passes in the hall. All that power, all that arrogance, gone the moment someone challenged the system behind him. For the first time, Eric feels the school shifting. The fear that once controlled everything is now on the other side. What happens next brings the story full circle. Inside Eric's own home, the school year ends. Eric boards the train home. No celebration, just relief that he survived Stjernsburg without becoming what everyone said he was. The moment he steps inside the house, that relief dies. His mother is bruised again. Erik tells his mother, calm and clear, the violence ends today. Then he turns to his stepfather and tells him it's over. After this, he leaves permanently. He shut the door to face the man who had terrorized him for years. A few days later, Erik walks through town toward the train station. Just another quiet day. Then he sees him, Pierre, standing beside his luggage, dressed for travel, on his way to Geneva. Their eyes meet. For a moment, neither speaks after everything they endured. The bullying, punishments, nights barely holding it together. Words almost feel unnecessary. Pierre gives a small, tired smile. Erik returns it. They talk briefly. Nothing dramatic. Just two friends acknowledging the bond they forged inside a place built to break them. It's not a loud farewell. It's soft, honest. The kind of goodbye only survivors share. Pierre boards his train. Erik watches it pull away, then turns toward home with a calm he hasn't felt in years. He's not perfect, but he's free, and that alone is a victory. For the first time, Erik isn't just enduring life. He's walking into it. If this story gripped you, hit subscribe so we can bring you more powerful movie recaps.